Hello, everyone. Sufit here. I'm here today with Chuck Ticker, mediator and author of the popular book Bobby Gets Bupkis, Navigating the Sibling Estate Fight. Chuck joins us today from the siblingguy.com. Welcome, Chuck.
Hi, Sophie. Good to be back.
So, Chuck, here's my question. I have heard it said that you can tell the result of a mediation in the first 5 minutes. True, not true? Talk about it.
Well, it can be true. It's a great question. Um, I tell you, you can get a sense in the first 5 minutes if it's unlikely that you're going to get a settlement. Um, in particular, if they don't even want to, siblings don't even want to look at each other in the joint session, be it on the on the screen or in person. But if you can get the parties, in my view, if you get the parties together, at least for a brief joint session at the beginning, even on the Zoom or in person. On Zoom, sometimes what we do is they say, okay, you don't want to look at your sibling, turn your camera off. They put in that mask, so to speak. I haven't seen them put masks on in person, maybe a paper bag over their heads. No, I'm being silly about that. But I think the key is to get them in the room so I can start at least my spiel and talk about, how wonderful mediation is and what we're going to try and do and sort of share my passion with them and sort of get them interested. Because quite often, they'll be there and say, I don't want to be here, and who's this guy Ticker, and this is a waste of time and money. So you got to sort of get their attention, get them in the room, and then afterwards, get the dialogue going in the breakout sessions. Look, it's like anything else, if I've had mediations where I'm reading the briefs and I meet with counsel beforehand, and they're telling me there's no way we're going to settle this, and you get to the mediation and there's such a terrible relationship between the siblings, and you just read the body language, say, oh man, this is going to be a very short day. We're not going anywhere. Um, and then lo and behold, um, dialogue starts and you end up settling the case. And then you have other ones where you think, oh, this is a piece of cake. Well, I don't know what they're fighting about. Well, why is this even in court? And you go to 12 midnight and you don't settle. And everyone's like, banging their heads like this should have settled. What could I have done to help the parties? But the bottom line is you really don't know. But the one takeaway I would point out is you got to get over that first hurdle, in my view, about the joint session. And we can talk about that in another video. Sometimes counsel say to me, "Oh, we don't think we need a joint session," and and I'm saying, "No, you do." And um, and so that's how I predict the outcome of mediations.
All right. All right. Okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Our guest today has been Chuck Ticker, mediator and author of Bobby Gets Bupkis, Navigating the Sibling Estate Fight. Chuck joins us today from the siblingguy.com. Please leave a comment. Tell us whether you agree with Chuck. Can you tell in the first 5 minutes or not? Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Chuck, thank you very much.
My pleasure.